Hi everyone, please take note of the following disclaimer. Please note that this video is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes. It does not constitute financial advice. We are not registered financial advisors. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, your number one source for income-oriented investing where we don't ignore total returns. And it's finally here, the moment we've all been waiting for, the first all-in-one product from Evolve ETFs. Finally, we have an all-in-one type ETF here. And as usual, they come up with very interesting ticker symbols, easy. So the easy is the Evolve all-in-one UltraYield ETF. So this is an all-in-one, but only for their UltraYield series. And it doesn't even include all of them, which I expected. So in case you didn't know, Evolve has an UltraYield series where we essentially do the same cover call strategy, the same leverage strategy on all of them. So it's very easy to understand. At the money covered calls on 50% of the portfolio and 33% leverage. So it's a very, obviously, it's called UltraYield for a reason. You're going to get high yield because they are writing quite a bit of cover calls. You're basically essentially giving up half of the upside of the portfolio, but don't forget there is that 33% leverage. So essentially you're capturing approximately 67% of the upside of the stocks. And all four ETFs, Biggie, Canny, Sixy, and Inti, they all have semi-monthly distributions as well. So the moment we've been waiting for is really to know what's going into Biggie. So we have the answer, what's going into Easy. So we have the answer now. So what they decided to do is only put their diversified ones, Biggie, Canny, and Inti. They left out Sixy, which focuses on only the big six Canadian banks. And I think it actually makes sense. Remember that Canny already has quite a bit of Canadian bank exposure. By the way, it has BMO, it has TD, Bank of Nova Scotia, and Royal Bank. So 40% of Canny is already in the four banks. So in terms of the breakdown of Easy, everyone, let's check it out. It's going to be 45% Biggie, 30% Canny, and 25% Inti, the international. So love it or hate it, this is the mix or the weight that they decided. They did put more emphasis on the US, which I feel like, of course, always makes more sense, right? Canada 30%, no slouch, 25% Inti. So that is your breakdown of what Easy is gonna have. So of course you scroll down and you'll see, those weights, and they're gonna hold their own ETFs. Very, very simple. 33% leverage. So it's not 33% leverage on top of it, right? So as you could see, if you add them up here, it's 100%. But because the three ETFs are leveraged 33%, Easy still has 33% leverage, not more than that, 33% leverage total. So hopefully that makes sense. Of course, the management fee, because they hold only other Evolve products, there's going to be a 0% management fee on top. You're essentially paying the management fees of Biggie, Canny, and Inti, which is 40 basis points, 40 basis points. And Inti has a little bit higher management fee at 60 basis points. The reason why I think they do is because writing cover calls, I believe, on international stocks, which some of them are on, exchanges off of Canada and the US, a little bit more complicated, a little bit more work. So that's why I think that is, but that's just my speculation. So there you have it, everyone. Just a reminder that Biggie now has 11 big cap US stocks, basically the Magnificent Seven, plus Strategy, plus Coinbase, plus Palantir, and Eli Lilly as well. So they added Eli Lilly. Canny, they do have 10 stocks, those four banks that we talked about, but they have Enbridge, Cameco, Canadian Pacific Railway, Canadian Natural Resources, Brookfield, and Shopify. So a little bit more of a energy basic material mix with a very heavy weighting in financials. Biggie, very heavy on technology. And in terms of Inti, this is where you're getting some international exposure from basically outside of the US and Canada. You're getting Shell, ASML, which is technology, Taiwan Semiconductor Technology, Novartis, AstraZeneca, pharmaceuticals, Spotify, which is actually from Sweden, and you're getting Toyota, very reliable cars from Japan, Sony from Japan, Alibaba from China, and Novo Nordisk from Denmark. So quite a bit of, and Shell as well. Forgot about Shell. So quite a bit of healthcare in here, right? I believe healthcare is probably, which I believe they put consumer non-cyclical, which is basically what everyone needs. So I think that's the healthcare. Then you have two technology, consumer cyclical. That's probably going to be Toyota and it's Toyota and Sony. So things that people don't really need, but consumer non-cyclical is what people really need. Healthcare. But some technology there. Technology, Shell is there as well. So between the three, you're getting a really nice mix of sectors. I would say, right? We know that the U.S. is mostly tech, Canada is mostly financials, energy, Inti is a little bit mix of everything. So easy, already declared. And by the way, in case you didn't know, Biggie, Canny, and Inti all have semi-monthly distributions. We already know the yields on that, and we're going to talk about yields in a second here. So easy also declared the first semi-monthly distributions, 31 cents. So this is going to be twice a month, everyone. And they already declared the first one, so we could already calculate the yield. And all the UltraYield ETFs started at $25, and Easy is going to be no different. It's going to start at a $25 NAV. So the $1 million question you're probably asking, the yields, right? The yields. And I calculated everything for you. Here it is, guys. The current yield of Biggie as I'm filming this, and I'm filming this on March 12th, but I believe these yields are from March 11th, but it'll give you an understanding or an approximation of what kind of yields you're looking at right now. So right now, Biggie's at about 37.35% yield. It started at 30, now it's at 37.35 because especially technology stocks went down. They're at a dip, right? Biggie's at about $20, started at 25, now it's at 20. So the yield is higher when you're buying cheaper. Inti is at about 26.79% yield. There are some technology stocks and those pharmaceutical stocks do have some volatility, some high volatility. So, and then you have the Canadian stocks, which have, especially the financials, Brookfield, the volatility on those stocks is much lower. So it doesn't surprise me that Canny has the lowest yield out of the three, and it doesn't surprise me that the US has the highest yield, especially because Coinbase and Strategy and Palantir are in there, very, very high yield. Nvidia, very high volatility. Tesla, very high volatility. Right? So the average yield, if you do 33, 33, 33, if you have a fund that has an equal weight of these three, which Easy is not an equal weight, but just as a reference, the average yield right now of these three is 28.19. The yield right now, the starting yield of Easy based on the first distributions declared, which you got to multiply by 24 to get the annual, based on an initial NAV price of $25, the yield is 29.76. So it's just slightly higher than the average yield of these three equal weight, but Easy is not equal weight. Easy has more weight on Biggie than anything else. Canny's 30%, so Evolve is the Inti is 25%. So I think because it has most of the weight in the Biggie, I actually think this yield number makes complete sense. I think it should be a slightly higher than the average of these three because there's a little bit more weight towards Biggie, which is actually 37 yield right now. So I think the yield is on target. I think it makes complete sense as a starter yield. For reference, Evolve is a firm that, as far as I could tell, have never, ever reduced their distributions. They've only increased them. I think they're very strong on that, very strong for that. So there you have it, everyone. Easy. That's Easy in a nutshell. It's basically, if you're a lazy investor, you can't decide between Biggie, Canny, and Inti. You want all three for approximately 31 of the most global blue chip. Well, I guess not all of them are blue chip, if you will, but you have a mix. You could say global stocks here with high cover calls, lots of leverage, 33% leverage. And 30% yield. So this is really like a global all-in-one high yield solution here, which Evolve has made really, really, really easy with easy. That's why they called it easy. So there you have it. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on this ETF. Are you mad that they didn't include 60 in there? To me, it makes sense because it looks like they want. I guess they could have included maybe a small position in 60, maybe like 5%. Maybe there's going to be more ultra yields coming out, more sector specific ones. I don't know. But I think it makes sense. And if I know Evolve, they probably left it open in the prospectus where they could add more. But, remember that 4 of the 6 banks are in Canny as well. And that makes up 30% of easy. So you're still getting your bank exposure in there. So let me know what you think, guys. That's my review for easy. It's definitely an easy. It's getting easier and easier, right? No pun intended here, to be a PII investor now. Your portfolio does not need to be as big because of all these great all-in-one options. Now we have a global all-in-one option, and I have a strong suspicion, I actually know for a fact, that more global type stock high yield products are coming out. So it's the best time to be alive if you're a PII investor. You guys have no idea how lucky you are if you're starting now or recently compared to me 6-7 years ago where we didn't have any of these things, right? It's absolutely incredible. So that's it. Stay safe, stay passive, stay honorable. See you next time.